Hey folks, daily Landsblog for September the 10th, 2018. Today is World Suicide Prevention Day. I think you probably know me well enough by now to know that I'm not a big fan of devoting a day to something, because when you devote a day, people can lapse into the, okay, we're thinking about it now, we thought about it yesterday, we thought about it last week, and we don't have to think it again. And suicide is not a one-day thought. It is not a one-day prevention thing. But it's a good day to talk about it. But we will continue to talk about it because it has to be the constancy. I was thinking about what can I offer on a day like this, and what I can best offer is my experience from having dealt with people who were suicidal, having felt like people were able to come down from the edge, and then there's this. My buddy Luke, who I guess it was about 3 months ago now, took his own life. He was one of two people in my life that have ended their lives kind of under my watch. And I'm not inserting myself into this story, but I was able to watch, and I was able to feel and to experience what it was like going through it with them and going through it with the people that were left behind. And one of the things that Luke said to me was that it's okay. Brando's bringing levity to it. Hey, buddy.
Speaking.
Hi. Hey. How are you? Yeah, we know that you have a bone and you don't know what to do with it because we don't have dirt in our house where you can bury it. But just hold on 1 second, okay, buddy? So one of the things that Luke, I guess about 6 months before he died, had messaged me, and he said he wanted to, when he got better, he wanted to share his experiences, and he wanted to be able to use his experience to help others. He was really a believer in the SickNotWeak cause, in the believer that talk was helpful. And it's easy for me to think that I failed Luke because Luke died. But, to some extent, I don't think that's the case. I did the best that I could as his friend. But I think that he leaves behind a legacy. He leaves behind a thought. And the thought is this, that when you struggle, you need people in your corner. You need people in the foxhole with you. And talking does make a difference. And even though he ended up losing his life to this illness, there were times when he felt comfort because he felt like he was understood. And that, on a day like this, thinking about what we lost with Luke, that means a lot to me. And I've gone back, as you have seen in the story that I wrote, I've gone back and looked at the emails. And, I feel like at least I gave him comfort in times when he found it really difficult to be comforted. And even though I wasn't able to help him survive his illness, I was able to at least make him feel like he wasn't alone. And for that, I'm grateful to him for letting me in the door. But the responsibility I feel right now is to share Luke's story and to use it to help somebody else. And what we learn from this is that depression in particular is a potentially fatal disease. That when it's minimized, when doctors don't see it as an emergency, then bad things can happen. Mental illness, depression are serious life-threatening illnesses. And on World Suicide Prevention Day, September the 10th, 2018, we need to understand that when someone says, I have these thoughts, that's an emergency. SickNotWeak.com, 24 hours a day, 364 days a year. Luke.